Maria, Maria, say it loud, no veil, no shadow, no hiding shroud. Maria, Maria.
Shocking. Americans ditching news over Trump overload. GOP legend Rove warns public is tiring of the chaos. Man, it's hitting home for a lot of folks these days, flipping on the TV or scrolling through feeds, and bam, it's all Trump all the time. Whether it's policy wins, courtroom dramas, or late-night tweets that spark endless debates, the coverage feels nonstop. And now, even a big-name Republican like Karl Rove is calling it out, saying straight up that the public is getting worn out. In a fresh op-ed for the Wall Street Journal titled, "The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly of 2025, Rove lays it bare. No president has ever owned the news cycle like Donald Trump. He's everywhere, sucking up all the oxygen, but there are clear signs people are starting to tune out from the constant barrage. Rove, the guy who helped steer George W. Bush through 2 terms and knows the GOP inside out, isn't mincing words. He points to Trump's dominance in headlines, from economic moves to foreign policy clashes, but warns that the relentless focus, especially on the more fiery, personal stuff like jabs at critics or promises of payback, is wearing thin. There are signs that the public is tiring of President Trump's offensive comments and retribution, Rove writes. He's spotting a shift where even supporters might be craving a breather from the drama. This comes at a time when viewership numbers for major networks are dipping and social media algorithms keep pushing Trump-related content to the top, making it hard to escape. Think about it. Back in 2024, during the election run-up, Trump was the story. His rallies packed arenas, his sound bites went viral, and every poll twist got dissected for hours. But fast forward to late 2025, and surveys are showing fatigue setting in. A recent Pew Research poll found that over 60% of Americans feel overwhelmed by political news, with many citing Trump as the main trigger. People from all walks, suburban moms juggling work, blue-collar workers in the Midwest, young folks on TikTok, are saying enough is enough. They're switching off cable news, unfollowing political accounts and diving into sports, entertainment, or just family time instead. Why the burnout? For starters, the media landscape has shifted big time. Outlets like Fox, CNN, and MSNBC have built empires around Trump coverage. His wins boost ratings for some, his controversies for others. But Rove highlights how this creates an echo chamber where real issues like inflation, healthcare costs, or climate threats get sidelined. Remember the 1MDB scandal echoes or Ukraine's energy graft? Those global stories barely make a dent when Trump's latest statement drops. Folks are departing the news cycle because it feels like a never-ending reality show, not substantive reporting. One anonymous media exec told HuffPost that Trump is the gift that keeps on giving for clicks, but audiences are hitting saturation point. Real people are sharing their stories online too. On forums like Reddit's r/politics, threads pop up daily with titles like "I'm done with news, it's all Trump and I'm exhausted." Users describe how constant exposure leads to anxiety, arguments at dinner tables, and a sense of helplessness. Even in conservative circles, some voices echo Rove's take. A Fox News contributor recently noted on air that while Trump's base remains loyal, swing voters, the ones who decide elections, are showing signs of weariness. This lines up with data from Nielsen, where primetime news viewership dropped 15% this year compared to 2024 peaks. Rove's piece isn't just a rant, it's a wake-up call for the GOP. He argues that if Republicans want to hold power long-term, they need to broaden the message beyond one man. Trump's style, bold, unfiltered, disruptive, got him back in the White House, but sustaining it means addressing everyday concerns without the sideshow. He compares it to past presidents who faded from headlines after big wins, allowing policy to take center stage. Instead, Trump's omnipresence risks alienating the middle ground, where elections are won or lost. This fatigue isn't partisan either. Independents, who make up a huge chunk of voters, report the highest levels of disengagement. A Gallup survey from mid-2025 showed 45% of them avoiding news altogether, up from 30% pre-election. It's like the boy who cried wolf, too much noise, and people stop listening, even to important updates. Mental health experts weigh in too, saying prolonged exposure to polarizing content spikes stress hormones, leading to what they call news avoidance syndrome. So what's next? Rove suggests the party and media needs to get our act together, focusing on unity and results over spectacle. For everyday folks, it might mean curating feeds better, seeking out balanced sources, or even taking digital detoxes. Independent outlets are seeing a bump as people hunt for Trump-free zones, covering local heroes, tech breakthroughs, or global wins without the political spin. Bottom line, Rove's warning rings true. Trump's grip on the news is ironclad, but cracks are showing. If the public keeps tuning out, it could reshape how stories are told and who leads the conversation. Stay informed, but on your terms. Don't let the overload win. Follow so we can stay connected. Your support matters more than you know, and I appreciate every moment you give to listen. Your support is important to me, and it helps me a lot. It keeps me active, bringing you important information with your support and comments, likes and shares. Feel free to like, support, and subscribe. I will always provide content for you. I appreciate every support you give. Crowning Thoughts, True Speaker, copyright 2025 by Santiago D.C. Maria, licensed under Creative Commons Attribution. I love you all and I appreciate each of you. Stay blessed. Thank you for listening. Love always. Santiago D.C. Maria.